More than a century has passed since the Titanic disappeared beneath the icy waters of the Atlantic. Yet some questions remain unanswered. Hidden messages, missing artifacts, eerie coincidences. What really happened that fateful night, April 14th, 1912? The world's grandest ship, a feat of engineering, a beacon of luxury, sails through the icy Atlantic. But within hours, it meets a tragic fate. More than 1,500 souls lost to the depths. A disaster well documented, photographed, investigated, and debated. Yet over a century later, questions remain. Whispers linger in the icy depths, echoing through the wreckage scattered across the ocean floor. Join me as we plunge into the abyss and explore the Titanic's unsolved mysteries. As the Titanic, mortally wounded, slipped beneath the waves, she sent out desperate distress calls, echoing into the night. These calls, we know, were picked up by other ships, their positions plotted, their potential to save assessed. But amongst the documented responses, a chilling detail emerges, a ghostly presence on the edges of the disaster. Survivors, huddled in lifeboats, their eyes searching the vast dark ocean, spoke of a ship in the distance. Its lights, flickering like fireflies against the black canvas of night, offered a glimmer of hope. But this vessel, so close, so agonizingly close, never came. It lingered on the periphery of the tragedy, a silent, unmoving witness, before vanishing into the darkness. Was it the Californian, a ship often placed at the heart of this mystery? Some believe so, pointing to its proximity, its delayed response. But the accounts of those who survived paint a different picture. They speak of a ship closer, more visible than the Californian could have been. This discrepancy, this phantom ship, has haunted the Titanic story for over a century. Was it simply a trick of the light, a figment of exhausted, traumatized minds? Or was there another vessel out there that night, a silent observer to the greatest maritime disaster the world had ever seen? The identity of this ship, its reasons for not responding, remain lost in the murky depths of history. Did its crew fail to understand the urgency of the Titanic's pleas? Were they hampered by the very ice that sealed the Titanic's fate? Or did they choose to turn away, to disappear into the night, leaving the passengers and crew to their fate? The possibility of another ship, so close yet so agonizingly distant, adds another layer of tragedy to the Titanic's story. It raises questions of responsibility, of human nature in the face of unimaginable disaster. Did those aboard that unknown vessel ever learn of the fate they had sailed away from? Did the memory of those flickering lights, those unanswered cries for help, haunt their dreams as it has haunted ours? This mystery, like the wreckage itself, lies preserved in the deep, a stark reminder of the unanswered questions that linger beneath the waves. The ghostly lights of that unknown ship, forever etched in the memories of those who survived, continue to beckon us, urging us to seek answers in the silent depths. Deep within the Titanic's hold, nestled amongst the luggage and cargo bound for the New World, lay a secret, a whisper of ancient curses, of a power beyond human comprehension, a story that intertwines the grandeur of the Titanic with the ancient mysteries of Egypt. Legend has it that amongst the treasures being transported across the Atlantic was a priceless artifact, the mummy of an Egyptian priestess. Some believe it was Amen-Ra, Princess of Egypt, her sarcophagus adorned with warnings, with threats directed at those who dared disturb her eternal slumber. The story takes root even before the Titanic's maiden voyage. Whispers of accidents, of strange occurrences, plagued the ship's construction. Some say a worker died within the hull, his fate sealed by the malevolent presence hidden within the ship's bowels. Even the most skeptical minds struggled to ignore the coincidences. Were these merely unfortunate events, or were they the first signs of the mummy's curse, a warning of the darkness she carried within her linen wrappings? Amongst the survivors, stories circulated, tales whispered in hushed tones. Some claimed to have seen the mummy's sarcophagus being loaded onto the ship, its painted eyes seeming to follow them, filled with ancient malice. Others spoke of strange whispers echoing from the cargo hold, of a cold that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the ship. Was the Titanic's tragic fate sealed the moment the mummy was brought aboard? Did her presence, disturbed after centuries, unleash a force that no ship, no matter how grand, could withstand? The truth, like the mummy itself, remains elusive. No official records of the artifact exist, no mention in the meticulously kept cargo manifests. Yet, the legend persists, fueled by the accounts of those who claim to have seen the mummy or felt its chilling presence. Was it destroyed when the Titanic sank, its power dissipated in the icy depths? Or does it still lie there, nestled amongst the wreckage, a silent sentinel guarding its secrets? The story of the cursed mummy serves as a chilling reminder. The Titanic switch theory, a theory so audacious, so steeped in conspiracy that it seems ripped from the pages of a pulp thriller. This theory suggests that the ship we know as the Titanic, the one that rests on the ocean floor, was never meant to sink at all. Instead, proponents of this theory point to a deliberate, calculated act of deception. They claim the ship that met its doom on that fateful night was not the Titanic, but its near-identical twin, the Olympic. The Olympic, you see, had suffered damage earlier in her career, a costly incident that left her owners, the White Star Line, facing financial ruin. This, the theory goes, is where the deception begins. The Titanic, fresh from the shipyard, gleaming with newness, was secretly switched with her damaged sister. The plan was audacious, outlandish, and utterly ruthless. The Titanic would set sail, a ghost ship masquerading as her unscarred twin, destined to meet a watery grave, and in doing so, save the White Star Line from financial ruin. Fueling this theory are whispers of discrepancies, of subtle differences between the Titanic as documented and the wreckage found on the ocean floor. Were these simply the result of damage sustained during the sinking, or evidence of a more sinister truth? Some point to the use of portholes, their number and arrangement differing from the Titanic's original blueprints, more closely resembling those of the Olympic. Others highlight recovered materials, fragments of metal and wood, bearing markings that could be traced back to the Olympic's construction. While these discrepancies are intriguing, they remain open to interpretation. Were they deliberate clues planted to expose the switch, or are they mere coincidences, easily explained by the chaos of the sinking and the passage of time? The Titanic switch theory, despite its outlandishness, continues to grip the imagination. It speaks to our fascination with conspiracies, with the belief that events are rarely as they seem. It's a theory that challenges everything we The Titanic's passenger list was a veritable who's who of the Gilded Age, titans of industry, captains of finance, and scions of old money, all drawn to the promise of a luxurious voyage across the Atlantic. Yet, looming over this gathering of wealth and power is the shadow of conspiracy. At the heart of this conspiracy stands John Pierpont Morgan, or J.P. Morgan as he was better known. A titan of finance, Morgan's influence extended to every corner of American industry, his power seemingly limitless. Yet Morgan canceled his passage at the last minute, citing ill health. A simple case of a lucky escape? Some believe so. Others see Morgan's last-minute withdrawal as evidence of something more sinister. The theory goes that Morgan saw the Titanic's voyage as an opportunity to eliminate his rivals. Among the passengers were three men who opposed Morgan's vision of a centralized banking system. Their deaths would leave a void in the financial world, a void that Morgan could fill. Fueling this theory are whispers of sabotage, of deliberate actions taken to ensure the Titanic's demise. Was the ship steered towards its doom by a captain under orders? Was the number of lifeboats woefully inadequate a calculated decision? The J.P. Morgan conspiracy hinges on speculation, connecting dots to form a narrative of power, greed, and murder. Did Morgan orchestrate the deaths of his rivals, or is this theory a way to make sense of the senseless? The truth, like so much else about the Titanic, remains elusive. Yet the J.P. Morgan conspiracy continues to fascinate, a chilling reminder that even amidst the grandeur and opulence artifacts, fragments of the ship's former glory, and ghostly images of the wreck itself, but will we ever know the full truth? The stories we've explored, from the mysterious ship that never came to the whispers of curses and conspiracies, highlight the enduring power of the Titanic story. It's a story that continues to resonate, to capture our imaginations, and to remind us of the fragility of life and the enduring power of mystery. What do you think? Was it a simple tragedy, a series of unfortunate events that conspired to sink the unsinkable ship? Or is there more to the story than we've been told? Secrets hidden in the depths, waiting to be discovered?